Hey guys, before we start, with the holidays well underway, you might be looking for that special gift. Check out our merch store at teespring.com, where we have our new winter gear out. From the Madman Cafe to Madman with the Show. Shirts, hoodies, mugs, and even pillows. Starting on Black Friday till December 1st, get an additional 20% off by using the promo code BLACKCAFE. That's teespring.com, shop Q to cast. Hey there! It's the beginning of the holiday season, the holiday rush, it's Black Friday, and let the shopping begin!
Once more unto the bridge, dear friends, once more, consign their pardon. Blood, 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 be your motto!
Now, I'm afraid there's going to have to be a certain amount of violence.
Thanks for tuning in. Zane here, back again with another edition of Madman with the Show. We hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving dinner. We hope you didn't eat too much, you didn't gorge yourself too much, you didn't drink too much, but you enjoyed it with your family, your friends. We hope that the COVID restrictions didn't damper on your Thanksgiving, that you were able to spend it with family, friends, and enjoyed a good meal. Now it's time for the obligatory shop till you drop. But I'm going to bring, and if you're home, like some of us are, because I know this year the stores didn't do a 24. They're not doing a 24. You know, most of the stores are opening 5 a.m. They skip Thanksgiving Day, and they're opening up on Friday like they normally used to do before. Maybe that's one good thing we've gotten out of this COVID, is that basically the retail stores have gone back to regular levels of opening and closing. So, you've joined me here. You're relaxing back, maybe taking a little sip of coffee, and wondering, what the hell is going on with this, Zane? Did something happen that I didn't know about? Yeah, it did. We've talked about the ban in Australia. The anime war is going well underway. It's going to be escalating next year. It will escalate, and I guarantee you on this.
You are guaranteed.
And what we're seeing is now, in another country, they're having a sort of ban, but this is not in the import-export business. This is more toward the internet censorship. Now, I'm not familiar with this site, and I've heard it in chat rooms as far as hentai. It's popular with people who do like the hentai. And this is out of bounding a couple days ago. France bans access to the popular hentai outlet Hentai, claims site contains images of child porn. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Like I said, I don't know Hentai, not familiar with it. But it seems, when a lot of these bans happen in Australia, here, other than when they mention No Game, No Life and Sword Art Online and all these top-level animes and mangas, when they say that there is porn, they don't describe child pornography. They don't describe what type of child pornography it is. Where is it? And the other part of it, why haven't they gone to the site and said, listen, I think this is child pornography, instead of banning out the whole entire site? But we're going to read this through, and we'll discuss a little bit on this. In the latest move by the world government against anime and manga, the French government has begun to restrict access to the popular hentai outlet Hentai, with a new government redirect page warning that various doujins and image galleries hosted on the site domains of images of child pornography. News of this ban was first reported on November 19 when multiple French citizens took to social media to report the attempts to access this page were being denied, instead result in a forced direct to a newly established government landing page. One of, if not the first alerts to this development was sounded by Reddit user /u/Codox, who informed their fellow subscribers that on a hentai Reddit that Hentai is now down in France. I guess I need to buy a VPN. Yes, I would, I highly recommend get a VPN out there. Very important now these days when they're shutting down sites. Hentai was just banned in France. I lamented at DBDB cry, I'm going to end my life. Well, you don't have to end your life on that one. Artists at Suri similarly announced that to their followers that Hentai is not available anymore in France. Not going to say that word. They exclaimed, "How am I supposed to flap?" That's funny on them. According to the warning, users were being redirected to this page by the Ministry of the Interior. Trouble, and I call that. Anytime when you get a site that's been redirected by the Ministry of Interior, you start to hear Rozzy in the background.
Yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble. Here we got big trouble.
Because you have attempted to connect to a site containing images of child pornography, an act which is being done in order to protect the dignity of the victims of abuse seen in images and protect the internet users, especially the very young who don't want to find the shocking image. Oh, I have to laugh at that. Do you know why I have to laugh at that? This is the same country that put out the movie Mignonnes, aka Netflix Cuties, where 10-year-olds were gyrating and camera shots were physically focused on the lower half of their waists throughout a major scene in the movie, which got major criticism from many people across the world, including those here in the U.S. But yet, those, even in France, and the ones that are defending it, says it's a powerful movie created by a powerful Black Senegalese director who should not be chastised for the movie she makes. She should be glorified and given an Oscar, which I'm not kidding. They are trying to get this on the Oscar list. I kid you not. I will say this again. France is trying to get Cuties on the Oscar list. This is a movie that literally is a pedophile's dream. I do not recommend for people to see it, but if you want to take a moment to catch the movie, go right ahead and you'll see why. Many people that had tried to defend it at first turned around and watched the movie and said, "Oh my God, who the hell made this?" And we're still asking to this day, where are the 600 audition tapes of these girls gyrating in front of a camera, most likely? Begin to wonder. And see, and then the French government starts to ban cartoons of girls. Cartoons that basically, are they child pornography? I don't know. I don't know this site. But without proof, without saying which video, or just saying, well, the whole site is full of child pornography. That's like going to VCX or any of these other porn companies and saying, well, you got child pornography on there. Most of these companies do not want child pornography on there. They know what they're going to go through. If it's a site that gets uploaded by other people, that's like a YouTube type site, yeah, you got to filter through on there. But most of these companies don't want that on their sites. The French government also noted that access to the website was restricted so that persons trying to view the images can be made aware of the gravity of the attraction in order to fight against sites that produce these images. Could you tell me what other sites that are doing this? Because basically you're just saying anything from Japan. Do you understand? Have you chastised anything from China? Have you chastised anything from Korea? Have you chastised anything from the U.S.? I don't think so. This has been a push to censor anime, hentai, and everything else from Japan. Though there have been sporadic reports of some French users being able to access the site, they're few and far between because they have VPNs. Being overwhelmingly drowned out by those finding their own efforts to be unsuccessful. This ban, obscenely done under the powers provided by Didact N 2015-125, a decree which passage granted French authorities ability to block any site, at any time, if they're being suspected to use to facilitate terrorist activity or distribute child pornography. It should be none of the galleries hosted by and hentai contains any images of real-world individuals, adult or otherwise, as the site exclusively deals with illustrated content, primarily Japanese in origin. Notably, this is not the first time the French government has taken action against hentai, as the hentai mainstream was blocked in the country for a short time in 2017. That is correct. In 2017, they were blocked and then they were unblocked because basically, there were a lot of pushback against this. With the official Twitter account first being discovered in March that the site was now being blocked in France and had been removed from German Google search results, and later reporting in September that the site had been unblocked. This marks a second major Western government against Japanese adult media, as France appeared to be slowly following the footsteps of Australia, who outright banned the import of hentai and other adult anime products in the country earlier. And that includes regular anime as well, because if it's anything with a mature over 18 or mature content label or over 18, it's on that list as well. What do you make of the French government's action? Do you think it's one off of the incident, or will it be the beginning of a larger campaign of the government censorship? Yeah, it is. It is a beginning. Because basically, like someone mentioned before, there is a lot going on, and especially with China. And there's another episode we're going to talk about this. Anime alone has been making a lot of money. To the 2019 numbers is over 25 billion. It's a $25 billion industry. $25 billion industry. It's right, and that's up 15% from the previous year. And you say, well, Zane, that's anime and stuff like that. Well, you have to think to the perspective. If anime is up 15%, so would be hentai, would ecchi, all the manga, the collectibles and stuff like that. All that's gaining rates. You have to remember to the perspective. Companies like Netflix are buying into anime heavily. We're seeing a sellout of Crunchyroll, possibly to Sony. There are some major changes. Players are changing around. Japan has already put Japanese anime houses have put money into a YouTube site. They're already uploading episodes of different anime from different shows, from different production houses. People are gearing up anime right now, and it's going to be stronger than ever. Hentai will be the second behind it, because basically hentai will give a competition to the porn industry. If they're able to pump out these as fast as they can and as good quality as they can, people will watch them. Now, again, is there child pornography in hentai? Yes and no. For the reason is there are bad people out there. There are always going to be bad people out there. There's bad people in porn. There's bad people in hentai. They're going to create things that basically that is going to be suspected, as always. Now, understand that the animation and hentai style of drawing, some of the characters, look a little bit younger. But they know you can't have it as a child. Even though there are some that are basically out there and that are against the law. And those are immediately removed from a lot of these sites. And it's the same thing that happens with Pornhub and a lot of the other adult-oriented sites. The problem is that, people, you have, number one, you have the 1%ers that are always throwing in their 2 cents. We know this from basically when they're complaining about a anime girl with large breasts and saying that they're calling that child pornography. See, the thing about it is you're creating a boogeyman that's a lot larger than where you're supposed to be putting your efforts to ban. When you're able to okay a movie like Cuties, the way it was shot has nothing to do with the director who directed this movie. It has to do with the content. I understand that she was trying to make a point, but you don't make a point like if you're trying to stop kids from taking drugs and make a movie with kids doing actual drugs and touting it off saying, well, I'm trying to explain that this is an issue. You don't do it that way. You were able to do what you did in Cuties with older girls over 17. Could have been done that way. You say, well, it would have been. Yes, it could have been done that way. And many other movies that have done it in the past where they've used girls over age to make them younger to explain it. And also, you didn't have to shoot those scenes. You could have done a crowd reaction to what was going on stage. You didn't have to show it. See, there are many things you could do to basically shake the things up that what you wanted to do, but you didn't have to go in that direction. And then yet, you tout it up, you want to become the Oscar on there, but then you put down Japanese anime and hentai because of other issues. You're trying to create, like I said, you're trying to create a boogeyman that doesn't exist in those areas. And this is what happens. It's words. Using words against people. They use if you're they call you if you disagree with anything, you're a white supremacist or a Razi. I don't like Captain Marvel. You're a Razi. You're a white supremacist. You're right wing. You're far right wing. It's ridiculous what you see online these days and what a lot of these countries are doing. And like I said, we've warned you. We've warned you this was coming. You said, nah, they're not going to start banning anything like that. They can't do that. Yes, they can. You have people in politics right now that are doing everything possible, all the way to the United Nations, to get rid of anime and hentai and ecchi and all these others. These things have been around for decades. This is not something new. Do you understand? For those of you young that are my young viewers that are just first getting glimpses of this and seeing anime and enjoying anime and stuff like that, this has been around for decades. We've been able to access before the internet. Understand this. Before the internet, you were able to go down in the case of New York City, you could still go down to Chinatown and still get some of the latest anime from Japan, stuff that's newly out. In January, you got Cells at Work Season 2 and Promised Neverland Season 2 coming out. They'll be putting those on DVDs very quickly with subtitles. And some of them without subtitles. Even though you could probably get them online, the way some people do, which I do not condone. Click, click. But like I said, this has been around for a long time. And there were no complaints before. There were no major complaints before. The issues that are cropping up now are things that have always been pushed out, eliminated very quickly when it comes to that. And like I said, it is a cartoon versus a live action. You can't call cartoon child pornography from one instance. But is it a bad issue? Yeah, it is. It is. You're creating a clickbait or such nature that that certain ones that would enjoy. But you got to remember, pedos when it comes to stuff on film and stuff like that, they look at real life more often, because it just, the urges, and they've done many reports, the urges that these guys go through, these people they go through, is just, it's a mental disease that just basically you can't really stop it. It's like an infection, a drug that is constantly within them, and you got to pity them. They're disgusting, and some people like to say you want to shoot them into the sun. But by eliminating a bigger hole, it's like saying, let's eliminate Japan and get rid of the whole situation. Get rid of all of Japan, and we've resolved the problem. The world is saved. No. You have to focus on the real, true nature of the issues. Is there issues with child pornography? Yes. Is there an issue with child trafficking? Yes. Why haven't you focused on it? Because there are those in government that are involved with it. We have heard the stories. We've seen the people already arrested, and many mysteries to their deaths on some of them. Not going to go into it, and you know who I'm talking about. And there are others right now waiting to be tried, but yet they're worried about a 19-year-old with big tits. It's a laugh sometimes. It's a laugh, and they're worried about sex toys. That's the other half of it. I love it. Australia's worried about sex toys. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised that, when you look at the perspective that one country has a movie out that basically they're trying to block cartoon versions that has nothing to do with it, and saying, well, this is pornography, and they consider the other one not, as far as child pornography. It's you wondering where this is coming from. Who are the ones that are doing this in the ministry? So, comment in the lines below. How do you feel about this? This is a new level. And I said to myself, I was talking to other people, I was expecting the Germans to act on this as well. So, not too much of a shock that on the search bar that you can't search for it in Germany, but I'm told that according to this article, you're able to now. But I expect either the Germans, the Italians, or the British will be next. I mean, it'll be a time before we see it here, but with the way the Hollywood is pumping money into anime right now, I don't think it's anytime soon. Hentai, maybe. Regular anime, not anytime soon. But you'll see a bigger push at the United Nations again in 2021, if not by 2022. They're going to try to push this once again. Because it's happened before at the United Nations. They try to ban anime and try to push that. They're saying, oh, it's all child pornography. It's ridiculous. So let me know how you felt about it. Be civil about it. Let me know. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that if you've gone shopping and came back to watch this, I hope you're okay. You've gotten some great deals. I know that the PS5s and Xboxes were impossible to get, but wait till next year. You'll get them. It's got to be patient. Got to be patient. Because let all the other ones get all the bugs out of it first, as I say. So hit that subscription, hit that like. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because that's very important right now. And don't forget to share this video. I think I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. What do you think? Honey, can I get another cup of coffee? She's not answering and she's not hearing me. Guess I'm going to have to walk over there, folks, and get myself a cup. So while that, thank you for tuning in. We'll check you on the next one. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.